What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive with our next attack strategy video. This one's on the HoLoWiWi. Before we get started, a quick apology. Some of these attacks were recorded before I was doing stuff in HD, so we're going to have to revert back to standard definition just for this video. Then we'll be back on track with HD. HoLoWiWi is a very base-specific attack. Everyone's different unless you're attacking obviously the same base. You have to customize your army to it. The reason HoLoWiWi even exists is because of the update, because of the changes to giant bombs, buffing the damage versus hogs, and to the Queen AI or the hero AI. If it wasn't for the giant bomb upgrade, update, we would not even be, we'd just be hogging bases like we were pre-update. The central queen, we used to be able to just drag her out, kill her. Now it's something we have to worry about with our hogs. So those changes are what makes this attack something that even exists today. Only certain bases are holoable. Every attack strategy is about base selection. Your air defenses can't have too much coverage over the defensive buildings, otherwise it's too expensive to take them out. The times you're going to use balloons are when you're eliminating defenses around bomb locations. People set up their bases to make your hogs go to the defensive buildings and put the bombs in between them to kill your hogs. So you want to take those defensive buildings out with your loons. The other reason that you might use loons in an attack is if you have a really profitable trade. 1 for 1, always do it. 2 for 1 if you're getting something out of it. But remember, always, no matter what the cost, if you know there's double giant bombs there, you've got to address that. But if it's just the buildings are out there in the open and they're pretty cheap to get to, that's another reason to take loons. So one of those two reasons is what you're going to be bringing loons for. Let's watch a few attacks here. We'll get started and just sort of go through them like we normally do, break down the bases, and then show the attacks to show how it was done. The first one we're going to look at is by Keo. You guys have seen Keo. You've seen his HoLoWiWis. He is dubbed by Hulk himself as a HoLoWiWi expert. This base here, you're going to see these are the double giant bomb possible locations. So these are our number one focus on this type of attack. We want to address these locations. We don't want our hogs traveling here if at all possible. There's a couple single spots, but we'll ignore those. Those are not going to be something that we deal with. We're going to be focused on the double spots. Those bombs are not there, and it never would be. The things you have to look at when you're starting to say, okay, now how many balloons am I going to bring? Which one of these defenses am I going to target with balloons? Is the main thing you have to sort of, I guess, avoid is air defense. But if you could potentially, let's forget about air defense for a moment. Let's say hypothetically you could take out all of these defenses we're Xing out, okay? Then you can see very plainly, look at the base now, your hogs would have no reason to travel there. So that's just an illustration to show that that's our goal, is to not give our hogs a reason to travel to these double bomb locations. But back to reality and what we can and can't do, these air defenses that are out in the ring, they're going to be a hindrance. They are going to stop us or make it too expensive balloon-wise, troop space-wise, to take out the surrounding defensive buildings around them, just the two that are basically next to them. Those are too expensive. Those air defenses are too powerful. You can address this in a few ways. You'll see that Keo actually comes in and takes that was at probably a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock air defense out with some hogs, so he can attack that archer tower up there by it. But that's something you're going to have to figure out what's the best way to do it, because these bomb locations here are going to be left behind. You've got to address it somehow. You've got to deal with them somehow because it's too expensive balloons. Keo chooses just to bring a few hogs and take out that air defense right there to the right. And because of that, he can take out all of these defenses are now in play for be taken out with balloons. Okay, and once that's done, you're going to have a lot fewer double bomb locations that your hogs are going to travel to. Up there by the queen, he doesn't take those wizard tower and the archer tower, and I believe even the cannon out, because the queen's a very tough thing to get around with balloons as well, but we'll address that later. Once that upper part of the ring's taken out, he can deploy his hogs from the bottom here. They're going to they're going to start moving, they're taking out these defensive buildings remaining and moving in to the center here, and then work their way up to the core. If they catch that, if there's a double bomb there and they catch it, you spread your hogs along these defenses so that they're not all bunched up. You're not going to have all your hogs in one location. If you lose a few, that's the cost of doing business. As they get in here, you're going to drop your heal, then you're going to heal your core. You should have plenty of. You should bring plenty of hogs to where it's not going to be a problem if you lose a few when you spread them like that. It should trigger them immediately, basically. But we'll clear some of this off here and look a little closer at how to do this now. Again, the air defenses are there, and he's going to take that one out. But because of the level of troops here and the distance the balloons have to travel to get to them, there's some trash buildings in between there. These are basically all 2 for 2s. If you're deploying 2 at a time, the cannons, you can just do a single because the balloons are going to take out what's attacking the balloons. If the cannon's by itself, you need to do a 2 because a black cannon takes 2 drops of a bomb plus the crash to take out. A level 11 archer tower, 1 drop of a bomb and the crash of a balloon will take it out. The wizard towers at this level also take 2 drops of a bomb and the crash of the balloon to take it out. So because of that, you're going to be bringing basically 2 for these and 1 for the cannons. He's going to be attacking with his kill squad from the top here, take out the queen. That's something, again, we cannot forget about. We have to take her out. And he's got to be careful because that splash damage from that wizard tower could potentially take out his kill squad, take out a witch or something. But he's going to bring a P.E.K.K.A. up there because anytime the queen will jump over one wall and be there, that's a P.E.K.K.A. So bring that there. This guy has a continuous circle. As far as Teslas go, a lot of times there'll be a space. You'll know it's sort of, okay, he's got a continuous ring, but let's say this cannon wasn't there. You would know, okay, there's a Tesla there. But this guy, the Teslas are sort of up for grabs. They could be anywhere. When that happens, just drop an extra loon for a Tesla when they pop. We'll watch Keo do it live here. He's going to start with taking out that air defense that we talked about before. I think he dropped 3 or 4 hogs there. Takes that out. Now that archer tower is available and in play. You can see he starts dropping his loons there. He does do a couple two-finger drops there. 2-2, 2-1. He's spreading it out. And as that Tesla pops there, boom, extra balloon there. So every time that happens, you need to go ahead and drop your extra balloon. Takes out most of the ring. This is pretty successful in his balloon department. Again, over there by the queen, he also had a Tesla pop there, so basically none of that got taken out. But what are you going to do? I mean, the queen's hard to deal with, and a level 7 Tesla can give you trouble too. Really, that archer tower on the left is the only thing that hogs are going to have to get back to, because again, he draws the clan castle troops up here. He drops his kill squad followed by his queen. They're going to funnel their way down to the right here. As he starts creating his funnel, he tries to drop that loon there. It's just too much DPS still to take that Tesla out. Drops his clan castle there with a P.E.K.K.A. in it. Okay, now the P.E.K.K.A. is for the queen. Wall breaker's right behind. Now, boom, he's aggroed onto the queen. You'll see here from that max level P.E.K.K.A., even a level 15 archer queen, one swipe, she's basically has no health left. One more little nick from anything, and she's gone. The kill troops take out the wizard tower, the archer tower, and now here come this hogs. He should have probably used this the rage on the queen over there, but he didn't need to because of the P.E.K.K.A. and because she was so exposed on that just one wall he had to get through. So he uses it on his hogs, and it works fine. Gets them in there a little faster, heals on them, and then heals the core. At this point, they're not taking much damage because there's only a couple expos in there, and even level 3 expos, if you've got a heal on your hogs, they cannot take out a hog. It's just impossible. There's not enough DPS coming fast enough. So they take the core out, jump the wall, and get that. He saves the heal here just in case there was a giant bomb there. He knew that ideally that archer tower would have been taken out, but again, it doesn't always work perfectly. You'll see here they take out the king there, and that's it. All the defenses are down. It's just a matter of cleanup time. He's got his queen still. He's got his barb king. He's got a few hogs left. So excellent attack there on a pretty tough base by Keo. Nice job. Way to show us how to do it, man. The next one we're going to look at is by John. This one's a little different. This guy doesn't have a quote hog ring really. If you look at this base, it's not really set up like a normal anti-hog base. Obviously down here in the southern part is where the major danger, in my opinion, on this base is for hogs. All these are double bomb possibilities, and if your hogs get in that area, they're going to run basically over all of them. Up top, yeah, it's possible there, but that's not a good place for giant bombs. Just the way it's laid out, defenses are not positioned right. The way hogs will path, and we'll look at that in a minute, really doesn't lead them to these bombs very well. So if he's put them up there, he's made a mistake, and probably won't wipe out your hogs anyways. So that area is possible, but in my opinion, there's Teslas up there and possible single bombs. The double bomb threat is down south. But as we talked about before, you're going to have to look at this as, okay, what can I get to? What's available for me to get to with balloons to eliminate my hogs from traveling to these places, okay? That, in this particular place, you would like to take out all of these to where your hogs would never even travel into that compartment. That's going to be easier said than done because, again, of the air defense. The air defense has these covered. Really, you only have one that's exposed that's not covered by air defense. So you're going to have to improvise, and John does a good job of that. He brings a rage for his balloons down here. Now, he didn't exactly spread his balloons like he should, but he takes out, and we can clear some of this out of the way here, he ends up taking out these three defenses here. Now, that being done, he's okay. His hogs are not going to travel over those bomb locations if he deploys his hogs correctly. If it was me, I would send my hogs on the outside of these wizard towers if that's all I cleared once it was time to deploy my hogs. From there, they're going to work their way into the core, and because those air defenses are the next closest defensive building, they're going to draw them right into the core and away from those bombs. Yes, they could trigger those bombs as they're running by, but if you bring them in from the outside, from the right angle, I don't think you're even going to trigger those bombs. But John does it a little differently, but that's okay. That's how I would do it. Also, he takes these out up top, these archer towers, 1 for 1. Again, always a good trade. The one on the left, he did not. I think he could have very easily taken that 1 for 1. The one on the right, not so much. You got that archer queen over there. You're never going to get a 1 for 1 trade when the archer queen's that near. So don't even try. You're going to waste a balloon in 5 troop space. But for the most part, it went according to plan. He could have taken out the wizard towers if he had done a little bit better deploying his loons, but he did a good job. And it was a good idea to drop that rage there because, again, this area is the most dangerous area for hogs. If you imagine that taken away, look at the rest of the base. That's not a threatening base for hogs at all. These areas up here, again, are just not, hypothetically, later you're going to see there's Teslas there, but hypothetically there's double bombs there. Even if you come from the bottom like I would have, the hogs are not going to path over those bombs. You might trigger one as they're going by, but as we know, you can heal through one bomb. But even if it doesn't matter which way you come from, if you come from the top, again, just because of the way the hogs are going to path, they're not going to be drawn over those bombs. The defenses are not set up in a proper way to draw them there. So those are not hog killers. Those are not hog ending raids. Again, he has Teslas in a single bomb there. Obviously, John didn't know that attacking this base for the first time, and you wouldn't either, but you could still look at your hog pathing and say, that's not a real threat to me. He has Teslas there with a bomb right next to him. That's okay. We can deal with that with a hog raid. But let's watch how John does it live, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a part we're worried about, but first thing he does is up top, drops these 1 for 1 trades. Always like to see that. There's the rage, and you'll see he didn't spread he should have staggered his balloons and spread them a little wider, but that's nice. I mean, he got those 3 defenses and a Tesla pop there. It took it out. If he had spread it out and staggered his balloons as he deployed them. I think he might have got the wizard towers, maybe not. That's a tough thing to get. But he finishes the clan castle lure, brings it up top. Let me get a drink of beer while he does that. He does something pretty cool here. It's a little bit higher level stuff. Be careful trying this. Have a backup plan if you don't know what you're doing. He bunches up the defenses there. Then he drops a balloon. They're going to kill it right on top of themselves. The splash damage kills everything except for the wizards, and it really hurts the wizards. So that's one way to take care of the clan castle troops, a little higher level tactic. The queen on this one was pretty easy. That little inlet there by the collector, or by the storage, she's going to jump the wall, be right there. He's going to rage his king, and it's over. Here come the hogs. Again, he come from the side. I would have came a little differently, but that's okay. Starts dropping his heels. And as you can see right here, that Tesla popped, and then you're going to see a group of hogs does get hurt pretty bad, and even loses hogs there on that giant bomb. So that was something that probably should have been pre-healed once he saw that area. But he only had 3 heals because he brought a rage with. That's okay. The hogs get through the core good. Take that X-bow out. They trigger again that bomb down there in that scary area. That's why I would have sent those hogs in from there, because then without taking those wizard towers out, the hogs have to travel there. But again, John did it his way, and it did work out. As you can see there, the last defensive building goes down, and the hogs jump on the king. Once the king's down, it's cleanup time, something we've seen before. Plenty of defense, plenty of hogs left running around. So a great 3-star there, John, with a holo on a base that he even had to modify it and bring a rage just to eliminate those bomb locations. The last one we're going to look at is one by yours truly. I did this a while back. This was a cleanup attack. I knew there were double giant bombs right here. So my approach to this, when you're approaching a cleanup attack, you don't have to take out a whole ring. If you absolutely, from being cleanup, know where the double bomb locations is, you can focus your efforts there. So I knew there was a Tesla here. I knew there were double giant bombs there. I knew there were Teslas in each one of these compartments. I did not know where the second set of double bombs were, but I assumed they were here. I knew from the previous attacks that they were not in the other 2 compartments. His troops got in there, so I knew there was no bombs in these compartments, no giant bombs anyway. So I'm assuming just by reason they would be there. Obviously, at the end of the attack, you'll see one is up there by the archer tower. Not what I assumed, but it doesn't matter. The attack holds true to what you would do. Knowing where the bombs are, if I can send balloons in and eliminate these defenses, from that point, I also want to eliminate this archer tower, but that's for a different reason, not for giant bomb reasons. And I eliminate the cannon up top for funneling reasons. If I can eliminate those cannons, essentially, that are blocking my path to the giant bombs, I can send one hog in and trigger a giant bomb. Once I do that, the double giant bomb threat is eliminated. You can deal with a single giant bomb. So for the cost of 10 balloons, and you'll end up seeing it would be 3 hogs, I've eliminated his double giant bombs. So I've neutered his hog defenses right out of the gates. This one I took out because I'm going to bring my clan castle troops from this side to get to that archer queen. And that's why I took out the cannon up top as well. I wanted all my troops to funnel right into that corner. You're going to bring some wall breakers and get that queen taken out. So, again, this is not a conventional HoLoWiWi where I took out the entire ring or something. I knew where the bombs were. I knew they were right here. So my entire goal in this is to trigger those bombs, not to eliminate the defenses around them because there's too much air coverage. Okay, he's got air coverage everywhere on the outside of this, basically. But if I can take out these cannons, I can send my hogs in and trigger one of those bombs, and then I can handle it. I can handle healing through one giant bomb. Let's watch it live. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Start dropping two loons on each of these cannons. Every defense that I was going to take out, there's the cannon up top for just funneling purposes. All goes well. You'll see I trigger I dropped one hog on the right side to trigger that Tesla. I wanted all the Teslas triggered there. Then comes the second hog right there. Boom. Trigger the giant bomb. Same thing on the bottom. Hogs coming in. All I want him to do is trigger that bomb, and boom, he does. Now this guy doesn't have any double giant bombs. He's got giant bombs left, but no doubles. I drop my clan castle troops, followed up by my queen. on his clan castle troops, uh, just to and drop, look at that wizard down there on that army camp. That's to funnel your troops. You still have to funnel your kill squad. Drop my wall breakers right there. Bam. The wall's open. The king's going to funnel right in there, aggro onto the queen. I drop my rage. There you go. Queen's taken care of. Now, I like sending my hogs in through my rage when possible. You don't have to, and sometimes it doesn't work, but I like doing it when a situation like this where it doesn't matter. I can send them there and it's okay. So I dropped them through there. They went straight to the core. Start dropping my heals. They're taking out the core, and they're going to have to go to each apartments. But again, because of the way I sent them in, they're not even going to trigger that second bomb there. And on the opposite side, where I thought the possible bombs were, I have a heal. If I needed it, it would have been fine. So there's no problem on any side of this. Hogs just working their way around the base, keeping them alive. Another reason to send your hogs in behind your kill squad like that, one is to take advantage of a rage if you brought it for it, and two, look what I've got left. Both of my witches are still alive, and my queen's still alive, because the defenses that would have been attacking them had I come in from the opposite side or a different side were taken out by the hogs. So that's another reason to do that. As you'll see there, the king goes down in the core, last defenses are down, and it's strictly clean up from here. You'll see these hogs trigger that last bomb up top, which I didn't know was there. But still, got it done, got the 3 stars. So guys, this is a pretty basic attack strategy guide. Holo is a very in-depth, very base-specific guide. I want to encourage you, if you want to get really good at this, go to the Hulk files. I'll put a link in the description below of his channel. He does this attack almost exclusively and invented the attack, so he knows everything there is to know about it. Go there if you really want to perfect it. But as always, it's not the perfect attack. You have to pick the right bases. Everything is about base selection and about setting up your army composition. Hope this helped you guys. We'll be back to HD next video. As always, Jake from One Hive, doing my best to help you guys suck less.